Hello, and welcome to Virtually Heroes, the show where I take my friends and I kidnap their pet basilisks. My name's Logan. I'm the Dungeon Master, and I eat, sleep, and breathe Dungeons and Dragons. And with me today, I have a host of crazy characters, starting with our most exhausted, Daniel Sanders. Who are you? What do you do? And who do you play?
Hello. I'm Daniel Sanders. I play Cerberus Linegoth, a high elf wizard fighter. His Harry Potter day is coming up. I'm just how I'm going to refer to it. And he really likes killing people, but he probably shouldn't say that out loud. Yeah, I'm digging the boat fight.
That was a lot of fun. Brian Roberts, you're eating. Who are you? What do you do? And who do you play?
Sorry, I was tapped out. Yeah. I'm Brian. I play Jaxwood Gum Flintbelt. He's a pure druid. He's pretty cool. My pet basilisk got stolen. Pretty beat up about that. Hopefully we can go save him today. Other than that, I think it's pretty chillin'. Jax fucks shit up, so.
Jordan Robinson, who are you? What do you do? And who do you play?
Hello, I'm Jordan Robinson. I play Zepharia Cyndael, a wood elf cleric. Pyrrhic cleric now.
You're not a clunk anymore.
At the moment, no. But yeah, and I sometimes heal things. Eventually will sometimes punch things. Yeah.
Beautiful. We are clunkless.
Well, sorry, just side note, but now that you're just a pure cleric, instead of punching things, I guess you could use your spiritual weapon to bonk things.
I mean, you also have proficiency with a mace, so you can still hit things.
But it's not the same.
It doesn't have the same impact.
Annabelle Martin, who are you? What do you do? Who do you play?
My name is Annabelle. I work from home now, which is cool. I don't have to leave my house, except when I have to, which is less often now. And I play Aranduil. She is a tiefling of Glacia with 2 levels in Hexblade Warlock and 5 levels in Soul Knife Rogue. She tries to be an assassin. She's not very good at it. She's pretty sneaky. She's not very good. She's very good at lying, but she's not very good at making shit up, if that makes sense. She can't really work under pressure, I think is the situation.
And in lieu of a beautifully narrated piece of prose by me, I normally am lazy and ask my players the top 3 things that they remember from last session. My video is gone because I hit V. There we go. I normally ask for a recap from my players because it helps us focus on the important things. So in a differently random order, Brian Roberts, top 3 things last session, go.
I'm surprised you started with me because you know my main ones here.
I think it's because
First
you
one?
were chewing.
Maybe. Yeah, number 1, I used a hag to try and drown one of the bad guys. That was pretty fun, yeah. I turned into a pretty much literal dinosaur and saved the body of Zofarius. And number 3, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with those 2 because I feel like those are pretty big events, and I don't want to take away from anybody else's glory here. So yeah.
All right, Daniel Sanders, top 3 things last session. Go.
First of all, my wizard daddy, my glucose guardian, coming in doing some wicked time shit. Makes my nipple hard, just the one. Let's see what else. We got Zell back, and then I pretty much killed somebody by opening a barrel. And then our boy Brule, rest in peace. That's my 3.
Yeah. Jordan Robinson, top 3 things last session. Go.
Yeah, I got rescued by my party, and I didn't become superfied cleric. And let's see, we met. Well, yeah, they before me met a new member that helped in the effort to save me. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Brule because it's just it's got me all in my feels. Oh, and I gotta think. The blacksmith, we rescued him. That was good. He got me in my feels too. Too much feels right now. But yeah.
Awesome. Also, can I get one person to jump on the stream real quick to make sure everything is running smoothly? While Annabelle Martin reveals her top 3 things last session. Go.
So yeah, I had in the session before last, I had failed 2 death saves and succeeded on 0 death saves. So luckily our guest appearance character of Val had saved me at the last minute, and I survived. After which point, I healed myself only slightly before running into a burning building where Brule, we found him dead. And because the building was on fire, everybody was like, "Oh, Rodney, get out!" And I was like, "I'm resistant to fire damage," so I just explored the building. And I made it out alive. I made it out just fine because I'm resistant to fire damage. But yeah, that was, I think, my 2 biggest things. And I took this many notes last session. So if the page looks blank, it's because it is. It's not just like all of that light that was going on. There was a lot that happened, but did we mention about the guy getting kidnapped? Or guy,
Basilisk.
Basilisk. I was thinking salamander. I was like, he's not a salamander. Yeah, since nobody mentioned it, our salamander got kidnapped. Or maybe someone did and I forgot. But Jesus, our basilisk got kidnapped. Really sad. And one of the guys, Carrick, got away from the pirate ship fight. So we need to track him down and save our buddy.
I'm jumping in here really quick. Videos are not showing on the stream.
Okay, cool. I thought they might not be.
For the record, it hasn't been a full 5 days since, because you're a cleric, you can have heavy armor, right?
Yeah.
I do have adamantine scale mail that I had given to the Burrowlock for them to fence for me, but it hasn't been a full 5 days yet, which is about how long it would take for them to find a buyer, so we could potentially get that back.
Thing is, doesn't have a strength requirement.
I don't think it does because it's adamantine. Let me find out.
Oh, yeah. Or no, Mithril's the one that's
Yeah.
super light.
Mithril's the one that's light. Adamantine is crit canceling.
We'll find out.
I fixed the stream. Also, thank you to the 2 people that followed this past week. We got 2 more followers when we weren't live, which is always kind of cool. It's like coming into a Christmas present that you didn't know you were going to get in August. Anyway.
You guys should donate to Extra Life through our Extra Life page and then get entered to win a 10-inch Orandi statuette that's hand-painted and 3D printed beautifully.
I was just about to move on to, do you want to talk about our charity thing? But I'm going to go through it real quick since you said most of it. We're partnered with Extra Life. It's a charity that helps hospitals by partnering with gamers and streamers and tabletop people like us, and provides financial relief to hospitals through from the pandemic. We are partnered at Extra Life, extra-life.org/participant/virtually heroes. You can go in there. There are a couple of options ranging from $4 to $12, not $20 like my wife says every week. You can buy a D4 all the way up to a D12, and the party can add it to any roll they want. That includes death saves, attack rolls, damage, skill checks, death saves. And it's come in clutch a couple of times, and it gives me a little more leeway as a DM to do some crazy shit. So definitely buy them for the party. But also, when you donate and you buy a D4, it donates $4 to a children's hospital, which makes you a good person where you would otherwise be a terrible person. You don't want to be a terrible person, do you?
So that's not true. All of our followers are good people. Can confirm. So.
If you would like to win a chance to win a 10-inch hand-painted 3D printed Orandi statue, make sure that you follow on our page. So the way this is going to work is, once we hit $1,000, we're just going to pick a follower. I don't have a way to connect the two because everybody who donates anonymously. So make sure you follow us on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube...
Wait. Sorry, just to confirm, we have no way to determine who has followed and...
If you're watching from YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to us on twitch.tv/Classic Greek Broadcasting. And I think that's it, because we also don't have a way to attach the YouTube people to this. But if you're watching on YouTube, please donate so you're not a terrible person. And with that, we're going to go ahead and start our game. So last time, I asked the party to confer with each other via text what they were going to do this morning. Do you guys have a plan?
I have a plan, if the party's all right with it.
Well, we definitely forgot to do that, so
have part of that plan. How's that?
So, who has the best survival skill? Jax?
That'll be me, yeah.
I have a +4.
I have not anything positive, so I'm going to follow you guys.
Orandi and I, we're going to be here for moral support.
Do you have high survival, Jordan?
Yeah, +4.
Okay, so you guys awake not in the Wormsword Inn. You have had to stay in the Odd Pigeon Tavern overnight to rest up, to get yourselves together to go track down Carrick. You get to the livery to find your cart mostly damaged. You're aware of that. Your horses have also been let free. There's a lot of activity here in the town now. There are none of the sketchy guards present. The couple of old guys who volunteer to watch the town, the neighborhood watch, they're out and about. They're trying to help people. There are many things going on. And as you get to the town center, try to gather yourselves up, get ready to go. You're approached by a singular figure from the docks with white hair and blue robes. Good morning. Are you all well rested?
Sorry, you were very quiet for me, Logan.
Sorry. Also, let me fix this loud-ass music. Better.
Also, really quickly, because the mayor showed up before we rested, like he came in with the group of guards. Did he say anything at all, just out of curiosity?
Not
to us?
specifically.
Okay.
He was just present, and they moved around and things like that. Those people, the people that were essentially locked in the mansion / town hall, very very little idea what's going on in town for a piece. But yeah, Orokus walks up to you. You all well rested?
As well as can be expected with our dear basilisk missing. And the horses. The horses are important too.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any inkling of what you'd like to do with the individuals in the barrels?
In your professional opinion, is there any way that we can save them?
I'm not an alchemist, nor do I know very much about the human body, or dragonborn body, or halfling body. The various individuals that exist in that space. As far as I'm aware, whatever is in the barrels is keeping them alive, and the barrels themselves are part of that spell. The 5 or 6 individuals that were in the barrel that was opened are now passed. But if the barrels are all as full as that one would indicate, there are probably around 40 to 50 individuals, give or take. I'm not sure what can be done. Dispelling the magic, I would think, would kill them.
In your opinion, as a mage, are they considered people still at this point?
He just gives you kind of a blank look.
Orandi, yes. They are
I am-
considered people.
I'm asking for the purpose of potentially teleporting them to a safe location.
Oh.
Because if they're people, I can only take up to 9. If they're just barrels, I can take 9 barrels. Or something. I can't remember the specifics at this point.
Well, I did have a thought, because, I mean, you all saved me. I was pulled out, and as long as you're revived, you should be fine. So, maybe we could get in touch with a couple clerics from Zealous, maybe have them come here so I can preserve my spells for tracking down the rest of those hooligans.
How far away is Ellis again? From where we are?
I believe it's
About
Well,
a-
he pulls out a map.
I thought it was a week, maybe.
It's about 6 days, a little over a week.
Aye, well, never mind then.
I mean, I was just thinking maybe they could be teleported here or teleport the barrels there if possible. I mean, whichever is easier, but I mean, that's the best way in my mind. But I certainly don't want to use up any of my energy if we're going after the rest of them.
It seems
Otherwise,
like-
I'd kill them.
It seems like Mr. Scary Magic Boy over here got here pretty quickly. So perhaps you can do something.
I don't think I'm scary, but I could potentially bring someone from Zealous. I have a few uses of that kind of magic. It was more complicated to get here, but now that I'm here, I believe I could get back relatively easily. Do you have someone in mind?
You could go to the Dragon Temple and look for Irakas.
Theoretically, I could. I'm not. How to word this politely? I don't think they particularly acquiesce to my request.
Zelfarius, he's on the other end of that magic item situation, remember? His whole order of wizards are like not really welcome there because they're trying to keep the magic items that you guys have stored.
We are also particularly involved in a complicated summit to determine the outcome of that request, which has been, at times, heated on multiple sides.
I understand. But I think this is a request if you tell him I asked for you to help. Maybe not he himself, but at least a couple of the clerics. This is worth doing that.
If you pass along a message, I'd be happy to bring whoever will agree. However, I'm hesitant to put myself in a conversation that might implicate my position in the summit.
Zelfarius, I'm a middle ground party, and I don't think I'm very good at tracking anyone. I don't see why I couldn't just go. If you happen to have anything from the temple, perhaps, that's been there over the past 6 months.
Hold up, can't you? You have the helm, don't you? We could
Yes,
just
that's what
teleport there.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure that I'm especially familiar with the temple itself, though. So just to prevent any mishaps, if you do have any material items for me to kind of focus on as I'm teleporting, that might be useful to me.
Well, just take me with you. It shouldn't be too long. I can explain the situation. I also need to buy some armor for myself. I don't have the fighting ability I did. Something that liquid weakened my body. So I don't really have my monk skills at the moment. But my divine side is stronger for some reason. I can feel the deeper connection.
Well, they did say that it would take a little while for me to, and I kind of look at Arokas, to sell that adamantine scale mail. I mean, that's medium armor. If you want, I could just give that to you. I don't mind. I don't really need to sell it particularly.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, I don't want to...
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's just go get it back. If I would rather that you were well protected than, having to spend money, and honestly, the money isn't worth that much to me. I've got plenty, sort of.
Look towards the other two. Do we all want to go? Do you guys need anything? If the two of us are going, we can pick up things quickly.
I do think that
Go.
I do think that at least you two should stay, just to kind of stay on the trail for Carrick and the Basilisk.
I have that taken care of. I probably have that taken care of. I have a plan.
Okay, I'm glad. But yeah, I think that maybe if we had one particular caster in each group who had the ability to communicate magically, right? I think you do, Cerberus?
I can within 120 feet.
Right.
All right, so me and you go relay the message. We come back, since I already have armor here, and then we'll meet up and go. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Oh, I also do have access to the locate creature spell, but it's only if I'm within 1,000 feet, so we need to be closer before I cast that.
Does the creature have to be alive?
That's a good question.
And if so, how many times can you use that? Because we have a very important friend of Brule's who was injured and he disappeared, and I don't know what happened to him. But we need to find him. That should be a high priority item, I think.
What did this individual look like?
I'll describe Martin to him.
That's interesting. Someone of that description climbed out of the
Could you...
boat this morning. Sorry. Someone of that description climbed out of the wreckage of the boat this morning with another individual.
Did he only have one foot? You're sure?
Yes, it was damaged and bandaged poorly, and from what I can tell, the salt water hasn't been kind to it. But that tracks.
That's really important. Do you know where he went?
I didn't bother him. He didn't seem to be affiliated with the other individuals. He was nonviolent. He had a small child with him.
Right, I see.
All right, so let's go around these so we can get back. And then, yeah, the quicker we do this, the quicker we can track down the rest of the idiots.
Aye.
Are you sure you two don't need anything, Cerberus and Jax, from...
I have the tracking on lock. I'll be okay, yeah?
Well, do you need any food or anything? Is everyone good on food?
I was thinking to pick up a couple healing potions, but...
I'll eat when Ozzy is safe.
You have to keep your strength up. Don't ignore yourself.
That's important.
I can just go into... I can eat anything out there in the berries. I can find my own food. I'm fine.
We'll get them back, Jax. Don't worry.
And the horses.
Can you guys hear me? Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's probably when you affect a deeper tone of voice, probably it doesn't get picked up as well. And so probably you're muted.
Is this better?
Yes.
I put a mic gain on my microphone. I wrote music once upon a time. I have all kinds of software. So what are you guys doing? Sorry, I was fixing that issue.
I think Zelfarius and I are heading to Zealous. And Zelfarius, do you happen to have any associate? You've kind of avoided that question, and I'm not going to keep it or anything, but I just need to know if we have an associated object. For the sake of us not potentially dying during this. It's a dangerous spell.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. You know...
What are you attempting to do?
Teleport to Zealous, specifically the Temple of the Old Dragon, if we can get there in one trip.
We've been there multiple times.
I think that would be seen as a that's the DM's ruling if I can get there 100% safely.
You can get to the tavern 100% safely, which is very close to the temple.
Because I actually don't, since all my stuff is missing, I don't have... I don't have anything from my temple. That's depressing. But yeah, hopefully we can get at least near it. I don't think we have to get right on it.
All right.
Excuse me, Zelfarius. You said all of your things are missing. You have your blades. Are you still able to wield them?
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. No.
That's what I thought. Here, I'm going to hand you the rapier of wounding.
No. I still have other...
We've come full circle.
We have come full circle.
No, please keep this. We managed to find my 2 staffs as well, so I have those. And
exactly, I'm giving you something better here.
Cerberus, I don't know.
I'm gonna shove it in his hand.
Seriously, I'm not gonna resist. No, you need to
I'm gonna stab him with it. No.
Roll an attack.
No, you need to have. This is your best weapon. I don't want to. I can probably get stuff from the temple, honestly.
Bro, you know I'm a wizard, right?
And you know I'm a cleric, right?
That is true. Stabbing isn't really a cleric's. Generally, they're.
I just meant I have spell casting too.
Alright, fine. I'm keeping it. God damn.
I'll take your rapier.
Yeah, Cerberus, I'm a little bit offended that you're trying to re-gift my very special gift that I gave you. Like.
Okay, come on. I know you're all trying to help, but we're on a time schedule. Randy, let's go.
All right, and I will. First, do we want to go to the soup house and get your armor?
I was thinking maybe on the way back, before we head out.
If you are 100% certain that the situation with everyone at your temple, including the guy who sent a letter containing a fireball spell,
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
just in case. I mean, I don't think we're going to get into combat, but it might be better just to run there real quick and then come back.
What was that about a fireball spell?
Oh, yeah, one of his clerics.
Randy? Sensitive information.
Is it really? He's a wizard. It's not like he's not going to realize like what's going on with it.
Oh my
And if you
God.
don't think Cerberus isn't telling him everything, then I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't think Cerberus tells him everything. Nobody tells anybody everything.
I would certainly hope that we have an open line of communication. He kind of like shoots you a look.
Oh yeah, I had ground beef for breakfast. I thought you should know that.
I could.
Look, it's not that I'm not going to tell him, and I look at him specifically. I'm going to tell you. It's just I would like to be on my own, have my own thought line filled out before
It's okay.
I go.
It's not my tale to tell. I understand.
Do you
That's
know
fair.
anything about one of the clerics at my temple? His name is Hunaksu.
Hunak Foom?
Or Foom, yeah.
He's, I believe he's a previous military participant. He trains the more martial traditions in your temple, but he isn't someone of importance in the circles that we normally overlap in.
Well, long story short, he gave me a letter to give to Skorsgard, so he knows knew Skorsgard in some capacity. The letter said you chose the wrong side and had a glyph in it that was set to explode when he opened it. But he never opened it because he died. So there's
Also,
that.
we like dispelled the spell, I think, right? Like,
I did, yes,
Hard
because
to-
I wanted to know what the letter said. I don't really think he's a trustworthy individual. I never have liked him from the get-go, so
yeah, he's almost certainly involved in this somehow, but it sounds like maybe he wasn't an ally of Skarsgård. Which, you know what they say, the enemy of my enemy.
Well, while you guys are talking, I'm just gonna go, start my search for my basilisk, and I just want to like turn and start walking away.
Jax,
Okay.
hold. I don't want you to go by yourself.
You guys go do that. I'll go with him.
Just don't go too far so we can catch up to you.
Okay. I have a quick question. For summon, what's it called? Conjure animals. I don't have to make them all the same, correct? Or I guess you choose, but
Technically, I choose. I would say specifically that you normally pick like a couple of the same thing.
yeah. So I mean, since we're not in combat and this is like kind of, it's up to you really. But my goal here, I was gonna do. Because you can do like, yeah, because you can do like 8 of 1/4 CR or lower, and I was gonna do, so the CR 1/8 are Bloodhawks and Mastiffs. So I was gonna do 4 Mastiffs and 4 Bloodhawks, so I could have like sets on the ground and air.
You know what? I'll allow it. That's a decent use of that spell, and I like what you're trying to do. So I don't.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't think that's how the spell specifically works, but I like it, and I'll allow it.
Okay, so I'll do 4 Mastiffs and 4 Bloodhawks. The Mastiffs are going to be like, trying to get the scent on the ground. And the Bloodhawks are going to be like, giving, because the Bloodhawks have like advantage on sight, wisdom checks. So like they're like basically like the, the,
You have 4 tracking dogs and 4 drones.
yes.
Okay. Who's going with Jax? Awesome. As you turn around, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
I still need a moment to talk to you, if that's all right.
Yeah, how long is this going to take? I don't want him running off on his own.
It won't take any time at all.
I see what you're doing here. Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead.
Follow me.
And you see as he's like he turns around and just starts like walking to a corner of the square and like flitting his fingers in some arcane patterns. And you hear the sound of the crowd drop away. Like you pass a threshold and there's nothing. You guys hear Cerberus walk away and then continue to see him walk away and then hear nothing.
This is a private space. You said you had several things to relay.
And he like his eyes look over and see Jax beginning to walk away. And hold on real quick.
By the way, I like that. It won't take any time at all. I'm like, I know exactly what this motherfucker's gonna do.
Okay. Is this? What's the duration? Okay. There's no saving throw. Jax, you immediately stand still. Like you're walking and you're like hit by something. Not hit, you don't hit something, but something like almost like someone has grabbed your belt. You have no idea why or how.
I'll like turn around and look who's behind me, who grabbed me.
Absolutely nothing there.
Hey, I told you he was scary. He's doing his little mind tricks or whatever.
Cerberus,
I told you.
Cerberus, you don't hear anything, but Jax, your sickle that's attached to your belt is immobile. It's like it's stuck in your belt and it's just stuck in space.
Hey, give it back to me. What are you doing here? What is this?
But obviously, Cerberus, you cannot hear that. He turns to you.
You had some important information you wish to disclose to me. I was going to use something stronger, but I felt he might be able to escape it. So this is it's not a clean solution, but it is what it is.
I'm gonna have to learn that someday. I did have some information, and moreover questions. Does the name Casaria mean anything to you?
Not specifically.
Okay. First of all, do I believe him?
Roll an insight check. Say DC
I
10.
believe him.
It's DC 10, so
9.
9. He is as stoic and masked as ever.
Fucking wizards. Okay. Well, then, I guess that brings me to my next question. Have I ever come to you before little time travel, or perhaps have you ever gone forward in time?
I've explored various branches, but you specifically, and you being the current you, are the only instance I've encountered.
Okay. I thought you might want to know, that I ran into another version of me while we were down in the sewers.
Well, congratulations.
Didn't end well.
It normally doesn't.
But the main reason I wanted to speak with you is because how much do you know about Mihheim and the punishment he received?
Mihheim is a historical figure. His end has been portrayed in poetry, but he's known. He's alleged to have a vast amount of knowledge hidden away in some library. Sort of a philosopher's stone or holy grail for academic research. However, the main themes of his exile from Idlemont, as imposed on him by Yorvax, are mostly romanticized narratives and tales for bards to tell. He was a tragic figure, a betrayer of many, and I believe the stories are mostly of an unrequited lover. Not quite the domineering personality of Yorvax. I assume that's why he had a less violent end. It wasn't as necessary. But why do you ask?
I'm going to kind of sit there and just kind of compose my thoughts a little bit. I don't know how much to reveal to this man yet. I don't even know if I should tell you this, but
Then you probably shouldn't.
I don't know how much I can trust you. You've helped me out in the past, but I also realize it was for your own gain as well. Mihheim has his hands in many things, and I know his punishment was carried out around this area. And
Interesting. How did you come by this information?
I've spoken to the man.
There's a couple symbols that are almost pseudo-religious, but definitely seem more akin to detect magic. And you're quite well and in your own mind.
Wait,
Yes.
sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. You're muted.
I figured that out. You're quite well and still in your own mind, correct?
That could be debatable. A lot of things have gone on. He wanted me to free him, obviously.
Then
Oh.
did you?
I didn't have the ability to. He did, however, mention this library.
It
And
was the crown jewel of his life's work. I would imagine he'd be quite obsessed with it if he were still speaking. Did he come to you in physical form or in some sort of phantasm?
physical form.
That is surprising.
What I want to know is if I were to have information about possibly where to find this treasure trove of knowledge, I would like to accomplish a couple things. I would like to be released of my debt. And 2, I'd like to split whatever knowledge is available.
That could be accomplished easily. I'd be more than happy if this were a possible task for us to take on. We would need to enter into some other agreements, protections from betrayals and things of that nature. you don't entirely trust me, and is my experience, I would be best not to entirely trust you or your friends. It's business.
I think we can agree on that some protection would be needed. For now, I think I should leave it at that, but allow me to take care of the situation, and we should speak further on this.
Very well. I'm excited to see what you have for me. And he actually gives you like a smile, which you haven't seen before. And it's not entirely right. His face isn't really built to do this well. Like his mouth goes up too far up till it almost touches his nose, and it's a very wide smile. No teeth, just a very like.
I think of Eraserhead when he smiles in My Hero.
If I knew what that meant, I would probably agree.
So good. Watch it. Just do it.
Look, man, I have been trying for a hot minute. He hasn't.
What are you talking about?
My
My Hero
Hero.
Academia.
You said Eraserhead?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eraserhead.
Oh, Eraserhead. Okay, I thought you said Eraserhead.
Yeah,
Didn't think I'd like it, but it's so good.
It's not. I just don't watch that much anime, and I used to like consume, and I used to like constantly read manga, but lately, partially it's because I'm locked into a living room with a baby for 8 hours a day, and then I work at 3 a.m. so I have to go to sleep as soon as I'm done watching the baby, and then whenever I'm not doing that, I'm writing stuff for you guys. It's very little time for anime.
It's your fault, guys.
It is your fault. But yeah, he releases. Immediately the crowd rushes back to you. They don't seem to be aware of your conversation. And how have you been attempting to free yourself from your frozen sickle? I want to say Jax. It is Jax. It's not Kraz.
Hey, the whole time I was just like fighting with it, and I was gonna interrupt, but I don't want to interrupt your thing. I was gonna be like, Arani, come help me with this. Something's wrong. Say he did something to my thing. Help me, please.
Did you say Arandi?
Aren't you here, or did you already leave?
Oh, I don't know.
You haven't left yet.
Do we want to just say that we went to the safe house and got the
Sure. So you come back and
what's happening?
yeah, you come back and Jax is currently he's extricated himself from it, like it's not attached to his belt anymore, but it is just hovering in space. He's like almost hanging off of it, trying to pull it out from its frozen location.
Yeah, at this point, I'm basically just like sitting on the ground, like pouting.
Well, Jax, I say as I peel a banana that I happened to purchase on my way back. Or it looks like maybe you've made the wizard mad or upset or bothered somehow. Perhaps you shouldn't be doing that.
I didn't do anything to him. It's not my fault that he's a crazy time wizard or something. Like, can
Maybe-
manipulate time? That's pretty scary.
Maybe don't insult him, friend. Maybe just stay calm and he'll let you go. Really, you and I are like tiny mice and he's a large feral cat. I'm not getting anywhere near that, mate.
Whatever.
I don't think he's and I'm gonna like sit like across from Jax. I don't think you made him mad. I just we don't want you to go by yourself, so I think Cerberus probably asked him to keep you here. That way one of us at least can go with you. But and I put like a hand on his shoulder and just kind of take like that like breathy moment. I didn't get the chance, but I did want to say thank you for, pulling me out of there. And I'm sorry. Your friend got taken because of me. Because I let my own demons get in my head. And if you just be patient, please. I promise I will help you get him back. With all the power that I have. It'll be alright. We'll get him. We'll find him.
I appreciate what you're doing, but I don't need all the mushy stuff. I just want to get going here. Like, I appreciate it, but
All right.
Cerberus, as you walk up, the floating sickle is still hovering in between what is now like a small powwow of your friends sitting cross-legged on the ground.
So are we ready to go, Jax?
I think that's a silly question. I'm ready to go. I've been ready. I apologize to our friend if he's still here. Where is he? I apologize.
You guys turn around to look at Arokus. You see nobody, and the sickle, as you're like looking around, clatters to the ground.
Yeah, I pick it up and stay out. And I just turn around and start walking away.
All right, so you guys are splitting the party.
Split the party.
All right.
Real quick, can I try and get a beat on like how Jax is feeling? Like, how does he seem like more? What's the word I'm looking for? More, for lack of a better word, like more impulsive than normal, like prone to do something like more extreme than he normally would.
Give me an insight check real quick.
$17.
Specifically, you know from your time with Jax that despite his weakness for the vices of being in a city and the fun of that, his main dedication, his main bond is to the natural world that he probably cherishes more than the fun that he's had in the interim. And that is a driving factor in where he is right now in his head. Like, regardless of even a familial attachment to Ozzy at this point, Ozzy's also a creature of the land and is therefore basically Jax's charge. And it is his thing to protect that and to love that. So, and for clarity's sake, I'm not putting words in Brian's mouth. Insight checks are to identify personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws, which is what Zelfarius just did and extrapolated from that. So,
I did the Durgans.
Durgan. But yeah, so we'll start with the teleporters. Rondi prepares the helmet, which as such has not been modified from its original form yet. So it is a large samurai helmet. Fits awkwardly over her broken horn.
It fit awkwardly over my horns anyway. It's fine.
It like sits up off of your head because it hasn't had holes poked in it. You concentrate.
Uh-oh. Everybody there?
Why did everybody...
I'm here.
That was really weird. Like, it looked like Yara and my video went out. Or everyone's except for our video went out.
Yeah. And you
I
were
was
like, yeah, I was like, It did it again. Maybe. Hello? Testing?
Is everyone back? I can hear you. I can't see you.
I can see you.
Brian.
Hello.
There are 2 Logans.
There are 2 Logans.
And I can hear Cerberus. BRB.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
That was
everybody's
weird.
back now. Yeah. So you guys teleport. And you land smack dab. Oh, I think we disconnect. It looks like we disconnected because I got disconnected from tabletop. I think so.
I think my internet was like went out too. So maybe it was like, do you have Spectrum? Maybe it was Spectrum.
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
be.
we have Spectrum.
I just fought with them earlier this week too.
All right, so you guys immediately teleport into the center of the Hagspawn and Vagabonds. It is pretty busy in here. You can see a lot of people, including one captain of the guard, who seems to be enjoying the table that you end up on top of.
Oh,
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
sorry.
It's
realized that it would help. Step up and I kind of
Yeah, you lift your boot off of his rotisserie chicken and like hop down.
we can get you a new.
well, it's good to see you again. How have you been? How was your journey? Where are the others?
We're still in the middle of our journey currently. We just needed to make a quick stop. Didn't realize we were gonna stop right. Yeah, this is sorry. A lot's happened.
Sounds like it's me. I might leave and come back if that's
Oh.
okay.
Everybody just popped on.
I still cannot see anyone.
I think Spectrum's having some trouble.
When are they not?
Anyway, we're never gonna get sponsored by Spectrum at this rate. What was your dexterity check?
5. It was almost an 18, and then it went to a 2.
Yeah. So you turn to look at Orandi and immediately stumble over a floating tray. Just a tray that is just making its way around with a fresh rotisserie chicken. Stumbles and spills, and you hear it. And you look down and you see Beauty Vileborn, the small child Hagspawn.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, and I'll help her up and try and
And
clean up
Is she
the
still
tray.
invisible?
No, you just couldn't see her for the tray.
Oh, okay. I thought she had made herself invisible, like, on purpose. Are you all right, dear?
I'm fine. She picks up her stuff.
Sorry, I'm just having a rough day today.
I'm just gonna press the digitation real quick. I'm sure she's less than a 5-foot cube.
How insulting. You're less than a 5-foot cube.
She's not worthless. She's sized less. So it didn't mean it in an insulting way. I'm sorry, beauty.
Here, for your trouble, do you have any idea how much this chicken is worth, just out of curiosity?
No, you didn't know that this place sold food. Like,
Huh.
when you left, it was derelict. You're not even sure who's cooking, because that was supposed to be your job.
Alright, since when did this place start? You know what? Here's 5 gold. But we've got to go and we'll talk later. Sorry, and I'll turn back to the captain. Sorry.
Okay, make an insight check real quick. As you guys head out, you're heading outside.
26.
Yeah, she ain't right. She's just really emotionally not well, seemingly. But she's gone, and she's in the crowd and moving food. There's a thrumming sort of presence to the bar that she gets lost in. But she just seems like when she looked at you normally, before she would look at you guys with like wonder or curiosity or some sort of childlike, even her rage was a pouty childlike rage. The sort of smoldering disappointment and anger that came across her face when she had to stand back up was not a childlike anger.
Serving will do that to you. Shows you the worst of people.
Anyway, you head outside. I need both of you to make perception checks as you enter out underneath Gallow Tree Square.
14!
11.
That's fair. You both look around in the zealous daylight. Way busier than you're now accustomed to, having been alone on the road for a week and ingressed. It is like there's a lot of people, even in Gallow Tree, which is pretty sparsely populated. You look around, you look up, and you see the decrepit corpse hanging from the Gallow Tree, missing one finger of one executed Therian von Stein. Now, Kropekt and Eyeless in prison garments, not the same black robes you had seen him in.
Oh, well, that's new.
I wonder if we could make this into some sort of attraction, like, we're the heroes of the whatever, we want to call it, and then here's the guy who he condemned to death.
I mean, I don't know if you want that hanging outside of where
Well,
eating.
I mean, it's, it's the Gallow Tree. It's kind of technically not our property, so we can't really take him down. So we might as well make the best of it. You know what they say, blood in circuses, people love that. Or bread in circuses, but the circuses part is usually...
Right.
It's blood in circuses where I'm from.
Uh-huh. It's a little different here. Yeah. Oh, man. Today is weird.
Let's leave.
Yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roadie Group, Jackson Cerberus. You begin following the Mastiffs and Hawks. A small cloud of animals bursts forth from Jackson Giln and begins to follow. Yeah, he just lifts up his kilt and animals!
Oh,
I
I was thinking like those magic tricks where they let out a bunch of doves from nowhere, except it's
he
dogs.
He lets out doves from a traditional dwarvish kilt. So No, you guys follow the animals. They do follow the deeply trodden tracks of the horses. Once you get outside the gate, it seems like a lot of the horses, a couple of the horses, ran sideways off the road, just like a whoosh out into whatever. But there is one set of tracks that continues forward. That is a very small cart, much smaller than the ones that you came here in. A small two-wheeled cart and a singular horse.
Still following the tracks, or this is what we came up on?
This is what you came up on just outside the city.
Is there
Or
anybody?
outside the village, I should say.
Is there anybody on it, or is it just by itself?
Just tracks with a small cart. The tracks of a small cart leading west. Back down the road you guys had come in.
Did the dogs like pick up any sense?
They seem to be following the same tracks.
Aye. What do you think, Cerberus?
Well, we don't have much to go on. I would guess probably the cart's our best bet.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I actually, give me a minute. I'm gonna pull out my spell book, and every 10 minutes, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as we track.
Okay. How long are you guys going to spend doing this?
Until I find something of importance.
Okay. So you walk and you travel until nightfall. Eventually you lose the tracks, but your use of the Mastiffs allows you to continue down the road. The road turning from a deep dirt mud to stony, gravelly dirt road. The Tortlemere Woods close in on your northern side, and you remember from your cart travel through here, that was the territory of a group of bugbears you had seen on the road. But you continue into the night.
Aye, Cerberus. Do you want to start for the night or continue?
You're the one here missing a friend, so I'm gonna leave this to you. If you'd like to keep going, I'll keep going too.
Aye, maybe perhaps it's not the safest to go out at night. Yeah.
Whatever you choose, I've got your back.
Aye, and then yeah, so then we'll stop for at least a little bit during the night. I plan to. What I'll do is I'll like go out like hunting or something just for necessities, food wise. Maybe try and hunt like a boar or something.
Okay.
For us to eat.
Go ahead and make a survival check. DC. This is technically a hunted area. Make it a DC 17 to find the other me left. DC 17 to find a boar, just because this area would be closer.
$21.
Yeah, you managed to find one. You, at this point, incapacitated fairly easily. Bring food back, set up a small campfire. You guys have bacon and pork chops, whatever vegetables you have in your packs. Actually, probably a decent amount of your food supply was possibly still in the cart. Maybe, depends. But you make do and begin to camp. Just off the road, there's essentially a kind of not a turnoff, but there's a patch of forest that's been cleared into a large semicircle that has you can see campfires have been burned there before. This is a regular stopping point for people who've been traveling for a long time. You guys stopped here on your way to Gresht. How long are you sleeping?
Probably through the night, but also Conjure Animals only last for an hour, so the hounds probably were gone a long time ago.
Okay, we'll say that you cast it when it became necessary, when you couldn't just follow the ground tracks.
All right, and then after an hour of that, we'll sleep tonight though.
And I'll around the campfire, I'm gonna ritually cast alarm and designate only Jax.
Okay. So in like kind of the semicircle area. Okay. You guys taking watches?
I'll take the first one.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
21.
21. Yeah, they're bugbears. You can see them. They seem aware of the alarm. They're kind of used to travelers on the road. That would be their first warning. That level of preparedness that you're possibly not to fuck with. You can see them, probably 3 or 4 of them, moving along the outside of the perimeter of the light in the on the side of the woods. They make a large circle, looking for any kind of breaks in the alarm or anything like that. They stop, and they stand for a long time, probably 20 minutes, off the side, and then continue. They cross the road up ahead to the woods on the other side of the road. And then about another 40 minutes later, you see them cross back on the south side, just having done a very large circle. When they do cross the road, they seem headed back towards the Gresht direction. Not to Gresht, not down the road, but they seem to be leaving the area, deciding that you probably weren't an easy target to mess with.
Yeah, because I would have also been just glaring at them the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been their second warning. It's like dark vision, alarms. This is immediately like there's at least a spellcaster and someone who can track them in the night. They're looking for regular humans. Like that's what they can deal with. But your rest goes undisturbed. Nothing else happens in the second portion of the night when Jax takes watch. You guys awake in the morning. So, beginning your journey, I need a survival check or a survival check with assistance to begin picking up the trail.
Since I can't just do this, like, cast a spell every hour, I'm just gonna shapeshift into a mastiff and do my own thing.
Go ahead and make that check with advantage. Zafarias and Arandi, this is technically in the past now, but during the 24-hour period they spent tracking. What do you two do?
Well, first I would like to, because we're on the way to the temple, so I'd like to try and find Arrakis so I can talk to him.
Ioracus and Cha are both out of the temple when you arrive. They are actively engaged in a debate in the city center, defending their right to maintain vigilance and guardianship over the vault. From what you can tell, from what the other monks have said, they have government accommodations there. They haven't been... They're essentially like... Their presence is a standing emissary for the district in this complex political conversation. So they haven't left. They've been deeply engaged. And then a moment crosses where you're like, how could Cha be deeply engaged in this political discourse? But you weigh that aside. Hunak is present. Does deal with you as he is one of the higher in command here. Hello. Can I be of assistance to you?
Quick side question. Do I have any other... Because I know Sunok's pretty high, but I imagine Zell would have another higher person that he would look to as well. I'm going to look for them just to... But I'll talk to Hunak first.
Okay, cool. You probably would. There are a number of masters here, sort of Jedi Temple-esque, that I don't have names for. So they're conveniently unavailable.
I was just curious. I mean, I figured he would, but yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hunak said
a
hello.
lot of people. Not only are there a lot of people, essentially, some of them are not campaigning, but going around trying to increase the presence of health that they have in the city. Some are more doing more volunteer work or more healthcare work in different parts of the city and impoverished areas and things like that. Some of them are entertaining audience at Maryduke's to try and keep a religious presence there. Basically, if you were here in town, not doing something important, you would be sitting somewhere being a poster, so that potentially you could get the support of certain city leaders to waive this ridiculous claim that the colloquium has to these artifacts. The main argument being that the colloquium has professional experience, whereas the temple has like a religious rite. Like, you don't necessarily know what all of these arcane things do, nor do you know how to prevent them from working, but you have something bestowed upon you, this guardianship bestowed upon you by a higher power to protect these things and this vault. But that argument has been called into question. It should mostly be on your order's ability to successfully do that, especially when interested parties like the colloquium have things that you can't necessarily foresee or prevent. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of political intrigue. But we haven't touched on it in a while, and that's kind of where the situation is. You pull that from a lot of the individuals you talk to. Foom is forthcoming. He doesn't ask about the letter. He seems to be genuinely helpful. You have some sort of business?
Yes, we encountered some people trapped in this, and I'll kind of, just for sake of brevity, kind of go, I won't give them too many details, but just like that situation. We encountered the people, they're in the barrels, and we just need help healing them because, you know, we don't have enough in our wheelhouse to do it.
I would specifically like to watch his reaction as Zelfarius is telling him this information to see if it seems like he's genuinely surprised or if he actually doesn't realize that this was going on.
Same.
Make a DC 18 insight check.
For both of us or just her?
Both of you.
Natural 20, total of 22. Just saying.
Hey, natural 19 for a total of 22.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Or 26. Sorry.
There's a momentary hesitation. There's a definite the mention of the condition of the people. He seems genuinely surprised. It's the half a second that he takes to become genuinely surprised that tips you off to the fact that he probably might know what this is, which he covers up with something you already kind of knew to be true, which is that the temple might not have the necessary resources in order to cast that many instances of healing miracles, things of that nature. An option would be to transport these barrels to the vault until something could be done over time, but that could take a while. The other instance of aid possibly being looking for some kind of skilled alchemist who can potentially change the composition of this fluid, but that could take just as long to come up with a solution. It's a difficult situation. And he seems genuine in identifying it as a difficult situation. The only thing that he seems sketch on is that he knows what that liquid is.
I'm gonna ask him, do you know what that liquid is?
I've come across it in my clerical work and studies while staying at the temple. It's a complicated compound. I've never really been certain what it's used for. I've only come across recipes and descriptions of the effects. Mostly to see if any of the liquids that come into the vault are similar composition, similar effects. It's important to know what things do.
It is. I actually got put in that liquid myself, and it seemed to sap some of my strength, fighting wise. I've lost some of my martial ability.
It's more likely than not. What the liquid seems to do is to trap. Passing on from your body is like moving through a pipe. And the liquid acts as a narrower funnel. It restricts the flow and makes the soul slow down. Exaltedly, but the body staying in that condition, it's much harder on the body than it is on the spirit. So if you did in fact experience exposure to such a chemical, it would make sense that your muscles would have been weakened, your reflexes, your reactions would have been dulled, things like that.
Well, yeah, this is a real pickle. Is it possible maybe we could take maybe 2 clerics, maybe 3 if possible, and just have them stay there like a couple of days and over time heal people
Well,
that way?
We are stretched very thin here. One possible alternative is that we have recently come into contact with an individual from Temple of the Eternal Flame in Shadegrave. And that temple has a much greater domain over life and death than we typically practice. Similar more to your own studies than to mine. And you know that the primary domains of the Platinum Dragon are war and life. So your grave clericdom is seen as an otherness, not necessarily a badness, but just a variation. Whereas you know that exclusively the place in Shadegrave is just entirely grave clerics.
Out of curiosity, you said that you've come across this person recently. Do you happen to know if they're still in town, and perhaps do you think they might be willing to talk to us about the situation?
I'm not entirely sure. She seemed to be traveling with a dwarf in friend of hers. But I could potentially ask some people if they've seen a person of that description. Why are you doing that?
Because I think I know who it is. It's exciting. I'm sorry. I'm very excited. I'm trying to be calm, but I can't.
Do you perhaps have a name? If we were to visit Shadegrave, we could look for her?
I didn't personally catch her name. Any of the clerics, really. The temple, that temple is an impressive collection of individuals. Vigilant on the edge of the waste, standing guard. They are remnants of the armies that fought in the Second Age, through the Second Age.
Alright, do you have are you able to make contact, or maybe...
I could send a message.
Yes, that would be, I think probably the best way. That way we don't have to steal from here, and they are closer anyway, so...
Very well. I will give you just a moment. He seems to mutter something under his breath. There's a long pause. I believe they are currently in Dry Apple's Tavern on the side of the city.
Oh, alright. Well, we'll head over there and see... Can you tell me who I'm looking for?
Yes, she's a light-haired woman. Heavy armor. Sort of an ornate skeletal breastplate. And her friend is a very, very dark-skinned dwarf with white hair.
Dwarf, you said, right?
Yes.
Well, I think that covers this. Thank you so much, Hunak. It's much appreciated. Sorry, we come with all this at the same time as the, not trial, but the,
Summit, yes.
yes, the summit going on.
Life works like that. We understand. It's good that you're doing what you're doing.
Aye, and out of curiosity, how have you all been doing with the untimely death of oh, what was her name? Zelfarius, the woman. She's on the council for that, isn't she? Something along those lines.
Oh, oh my gosh, why can't I? Pamela.
Yeah, Polomina Dupree. That's right.
I always call her Pamela. I don't know why.
Because I feel like Pamela is like the Silesian version of Karen. Like, oh yeah, that Karen, that Pamela.
Actually, the colloquium took no time in finding a substitute of their own to handle that that transition. There's a new head of archives and antiquities.
Oh well, rumor had it that she was going to be a very grave loss. So I wasn't sure how you all were handling that, and I'm gonna watch his reaction there.
It's unfortunate. We probably could have continued to maintain our position with Palomina in place. She was friendly to us, especially to young Zelfarius here. But Mr. Orokus is proving much more of a challenge to deal with.
All right. Well, if you could, if it's not too much trouble, could you try to keep me informed about how the summit is going? Like any major changes, I guess. Just a message here and there.
If you are able to find Yarakas, I believe he wanted to speak to you on such matters. And they would like you to speak during the summit about the incidents that happened during the attack.
Oh.
Speak on our behalf, if you will. Your involvement in their ability to prevent further destruction would look much better on our order to have the individual present who aided in what we do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would go a very far way to explain that the old dragon made it possible for you and your friends to...
Miranda, you're interrupted by a tap on your shoulder.
And who do I see?
You see an enormous tiefling. Huge sword.
Purple? Not purple?
Do you have an established... Oh, no, not purple. Not purple.
I was thinking she was the leader of the Knights.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about most of the Knights of Chimeria, so I'm going to make a quick hand signal under my chin, kind of, and see if she returns with the correct signal.
It's a he.
He.
There's a confused look, but then a smile and like kind of a mimic of the same thing, not necessarily like knowing it, but you also don't know a whole lot about all the Knights of Chimeria.
Right. I'm going to say, "Oh, hi. How are you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you."
We need to talk. Presently.
Right. Certainly. Zelfarius, would you mind being a dear and just stay in touch? And I'm gonna touch Zelfarius's hand just kind of lightly, and as I do, I will enact psychic with whispers.
I'll kind of place my hand over hers. Of course. If you would like to talk to your friend, I'll actually head to the summit and see if I can do
Sibling. We're not friends.
Sorry, she didn't mention any siblings.
I have many siblings from back where I'm from.
Oh,
so
that's
if you recall,
right.
they're from many different areas of where I'm from. Anywho, I will get going. And telepathically, I will say, our link is active for 2 hours. If you don't hear from me after that point in time, ideally I'd like to meet back up with you, but just be aware. I'll try and keep you updated on my location.
All right. If we lose the link, let's just meet back at the Dry Apples.
Sounds good. And I will turn to my sibling and head off.
All right, so you're taken out of the temple. That he seemed to have a disdain for being in. And you head closer to the area of Gallow Tree, and then very suddenly he dips into an alley. Just turns right, doesn't change pace, but turns right and just abruptly walks into an alley. And you immediately smell an explosion of sulfur and heat.
Wow, it smells like home in here. Who are you? What's your name?
As you turn around the corner, you see a burning circle, through which is a familiar, sort of a lonely castle. We need to talk, and I figured you'd rather do it at your place.
Right. I honestly, there's a lot going on here that I don't want to get too far into it, but it's a very delicate situation that I'm investigating regarding the ill-fated child. I don't know what your layer calls the child, but that's what we call it.
You see the hand sort of slowly drift up to the large sword. This isn't really something that's negotiable.
Right, and I'm gonna tell Zelfarius I'm being led back into a portal to hell. Sarkelheim, I mean. Just wanted to let you know I'm going to be gone. If you don't hear from me, just proceed as usual. I'm actually going to drop my rucksack in this alley, and I'll describe where it is in relation to the Gallow Tree. Actually, the Helm of Teleportation can't take me out of a... It can't take me between planes of existence, right?
No, it cannot. You need to push to pop.
Sorry, I was in a different tab. I'm just going to say I am dropping my rucksack, which contains the helm, in this alley right here. So if you need it to get back direly, go ahead and take it. I'm loaning it, not giving it to you. And yeah, I'll try and get in touch as soon as I can. Maybe try messaging me sometime in the evening.
Okay, be careful.
I'll try. Sorry, friend. Be
It's
safe.
okay. Shit.
That'll be
Okay.
good. And then I'll go. I'll follow
So
him.
you go. You enter the portal. That's where we're going to take a quick break. Everybody's going to go to the bathroom and get a snack. We'll be right back. So stick around.
really quick if you're moving to the other two. Just checking in, basically. Hey, this is Zill. How you guys doing? Arandi is separated for the moment. Update you when I can.
Which is
Love
what
that.
you hear halfway through your day of traveling. So, Rose and Jax. The end of the second day of tracking. You see a light off the road. It's barely on the horizon, barely above the tree line. Tracks stop. The hounds, if you have them, or your beast hound nose, indicate that they have left the road in the direction of the light. Entering the forest is tricky. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You can get turned around easy. Go ahead and roll me a survival check without advantage, just to make your way in the right direction, in the direction of the light.
21.
21. You make pretty good heading. After about an hour or two through the woods, you end up in a large clearing, kind of a basin of tree roots, a dip in the earth. You get your bearings when suddenly you hear a sound. It sounds like it's coming from the trees above you.
Ah, did you hear that, Cerberus?
I did, and I'll look up and see if I can see what made the sound.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. DC 16.
22.
22. A small creature, probably about a foot or two long, is looking at you from a tree branch. You can see the reflection of its eyes.
I'm just gonna tap Jax on the shoulder and kind of point at it. Like, do you know what that is?
Do I know? Wait, what did you say it was?
He said it was a small creature with glowing eyes, and I tapped you on the shoulder and was like, do you know what that is?
Yeah. Do I know, or can I make a check to see if I know?
Roll a nature check.
It's a natural one, so for a 6 total.
That works. You have no fucking clue what that thing is.
I know. I don't think I've ever seen one before.
The only thing you can make out is that it looks possibly dangerous. You can see the glinting of like light reflected off like horns or something.
Yeah, it doesn't look friendly at all. Maybe we should be careful.
How high up is it?
It's right on the edge of your dark vision, so probably about 60 feet up a pine tree.
Okay. Well, Jax, what do you want to do? Do we just want to keep an eye on it and move on, or do we want to catch it?
Probably just make sure it's not going to do anything bad, and just continue. Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me. And I think we're going to continue on, watching
Okay.
its movements.
Yep. Doesn't follow you. And this time, in this timeline, the tree stays intact, and a small horned rabbit watches as the heroes make their way through the forest. Because it's also there every time. So, I'm going to go ahead and load in the map. For anybody who wants to jump into Tabletop Simulator. You guys encounter a large structure on a hill that begins to peek its way out of the forest.
Two party members in a dream. Let's do this.
Just get it.
Tabletop, I can't seem to find the room.
That's weird.
Maybe when it crashed earlier, it's not like multiplayer anymore.
I'll restart the thing. Oh,
Yeah,
I tried to go to the main menu and it's having struggles. So let me restart it real quick.
I'm gonna restart mine as well.
Man, I want to fight too, you hoes.
Have a basilisk to save.
And Jordan, there's only two of us. We might die here.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little more chaotic than usual. So
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, that worked so well for Zell last time. Granted, Zell doesn't have the ability to give himself 50 extra hit points as a bonus action. He can't triple his own health total.
Yeah, I
If
feel like
anybody
Jax's character was just created for hijinks.
I was gonna say, I think if anybody can tank through stupid stuff, it's Druids. Alright, are you guys ready? I'm gonna load it in.
I should have just done a couple things different, and I probably could have did better, but it's all right.
All right, I am in. Ooh, that is sexy. And massive.
yeah, I can see what you meant by when you said that earlier.
Yeah, Logan doesn't do small scale battle maps anymore, guys. We're never gonna go back to dungeon tiles, I feel like.
So, the two of you have walked up the road to a derelict, destroyed temple. It's odd. Sections of the building look upside down. Almost like there was a building built around another building. But there are lights coming from inside. You can see the flicker through the doors and some of the cutout windows of candlelight. You guys make your way carefully up the hill, staying behind a couple of spaces. What would you like to do?
Aye, Cerberus. Perhaps we should just scout it out for now.
Agreed. I don't think we should make any movements. We need to figure out how many are inside.
Aye.
Do we see any of our horses or anything, or were they the horses that just ran?
Make a perception check.
13.
13. You can hear, sitting incredibly still and quiet, the snort of a horse, a singular horse. You take a look around, kind of looking over the edge of the hill, and you can see in a small, not alcove, but like a small hollow down below this hill, there is a singular horse tied to a tree. The cart's still attached to the back of it. It is, let's roll a d4 real quick.
I hope it's not mine or Jax's, because I feel like a barbarian have to go together.
1 is Dan's horse, 2 is Jordan's, 3 is Arandi's, 4 is Jax's. It's Arandi's horse.
It's okay. We'll get a new A-bar.
So,
What would you two like to do?
All right, so if we're just scouting, I'm gonna put my hood up, and I'm going to, as quietly as possible, make my way to a window or something where I can just peek in and just see what I see.
Roll a stealth check and a perception check. Jax, what are you doing?
I would just like to assist. I will be like following him and like helping him with rolls.
Okay. Well, you can't help him with a perception check. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for yourself.
2 21s.
Okay. Nice.
I'm not stealthy at all.
What did you get?
Another natural one. For a total of 2.
So, you're making your way up, Cerberus, in your armor. Smooth as a cucumber. And you hear... as this giant mastiff from behind you is just tromping, slapping saliva-clad or laden lips, ears flop around, as it like shakes out, and then trots up behind you. You take a moment and then look through the window. You see a couple of benches. You see some lit candles. You see archways at the end of this open room. You don't see any individuals.
How large is the window? Could someone crawl through it possibly?
It's almost like an arrow slit. It's not very big at all. Only about 5 inches wide.
I can't see anybody. I'll whisper this information to Jackson. I can't see anybody inside.
Do you think we could maybe go in and get the better look? Wait, I'm a dog. Never mind, I can't talk. Sorry. Oh.
All right. I've got an idea, but it's probably not the brightest. With this being stone, I don't think I can detect magic at all through it. But what if I were to... We hide and you hide and then I knock on the door and then turn invisible.
I will unshape out of a dog. Yeah, that works. You mean to go hide behind a tree or something, yeah?
Yeah, that'll work, and then we'll see if they come out.
All right, you guys go ahead and position yourself for an ambush. Zelfarius, you take care of a few things, and you make your way to the Dry Apples Tavern. You come in. The atmosphere is nice. A rather droopy-looking satyr comes up. It's like, "Hi, can I just be? Oh, hey, just the one today. Nice to see you."
Actually, I'm looking for, and I'll describe the 2 people I'm looking for to see if they're there.
Oh yeah, sure. The dwarf guy. He left, but she's still finishing her. I think she had like apple juice or something. But yeah, come on, this way. He just
Thanks,
takes you. Sure. So you come to an individual seated at a table, sipping on what is absolutely either a glass of milk or an apple juice. Annabelle, would you like to describe who Jordan sees?
You see I don't remember how tall she is, but I think she's like 6'4". She's a big girl. Pretty muscular. As described before, she has a very ornate, very heavy looking breastplate over. It's also kind of like included in her pauldrons of 2 skeletal arms kind of crossed over like that. and she's wearing blue robes with very kind of long flowing sleeves underneath the armor. She has a big, typical like skirt belt type of thing for what looks like maybe paladin type of armor, very heavy armor, big metal like boots, leg armor going all the way up. Fairly tanned skin, looks like she's been outside a lot, and just very plain, almost looking kind of sandy, like kind of light brown hair with eyes that look, again, just kind of dark, plain brown eyes, nothing particularly special about her. She looks kind of uncomfortable to be eating by herself in a, I would say, probably slightly busy tavern where there are a lot of other people kind of conversing around her. And yes, she is just sipping on some milk. It's very clearly just milk.
Human?
Oh, right, yeah. She looks to be a human. Very tall human, but yeah, a human. Maybe her limbs are a little bit long.
Excuse me.
Yes. How can I help you? Your robes. You look like you're from that temple in town, right?
Yes, I believe one of my associates, Hunoxu, contacted you earlier.
Kunuk Fu?
Yeah, I keep calling him.
The mustache, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I went by earlier to learn a little bit more about the temple and things like that. I'm on a kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm going out. I have a mission right now, so part of that, yeah, we've been learning a little bit more about your temple and what it is you all do. We have a lot of similarities between our two religions.
Indeed. I actually think, just judging by, I don't know, I guess the magic vibe I get, we have similar magics. I'm not really, my magic is an outlier of the norm in my temple. But I'm told you may have access to some clerics, possibly, that we could hopefully borrow or utilize to save some people in Grest.
Yes, that is something that we are generally concerned with, is keeping the living alive where needed and making sure that the dead remain so. Yes, I think our temple would be happy to help. We're actually, it's funny you mentioned, I'm a bit of an outlier myself in my temple, but we are mostly clerics in my temple. So I'm also a cleric, I'm just not the same area of study. Anyway, sorry, I'm not really... who are you? What is your name?
Oh, sorry. Forgive me. My name is Safarius Cyanidel. And you are?
I'm Ishara. I guess Scotier is what you'd say my last name was, technically speaking.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, these people who have been injured, I might want to see them first myself, and then reach out to my temple to assist potentially.
Yeah.
What exactly are they afflicted with?
So
are they stable condition?
That's the thing. So there is this. We're also kind of investigating a mission ourselves, me and my group. But
I'd hate to interrupt. This sounds like a long story. Please have a seat, and I'll call over the barkeep and say, "Would you like to order anything to drink?"
No, I actually need to be as brief as possible.
Right,
unfortunately.
Then, we can go. This is just milk. It's not anything.
I mean, I don't want to steal you from enjoying your milk.
It's fine. It's fine. We can head out. I'm not sure where you're trying to head to, but I'm happy to assist wherever I can.
Well, currently I'm headed to the summit. But I guess I can sit for a minute, and I'll go ahead and sit down. So basically, there's this liquid, and it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Puts people in a stasis, so to speak. So they're technically dead, but it keeps them from passing on. And we need people to heal them once they've been pulled out. Otherwise, they actually truly die once they leave the liquid. It's part of this spell, and it's there's about 40 people in these barrels.
Barrels? I'm sorry, did you say that they're already dead technically and they're being kept from passing on?
They're in like a stasis, so to speak. So technically, yes, it's very complicated. It's a weird kind of magic. Their soul is disconnected from the body, but they haven't truly died, if that makes sense. But if the barrel is disturbed, then they will die unless they're healed. If they're healed, they come back as normal.
Right. I'll be frank, depending on the exact situation, and I'll admit I'm not one to understand the arcane very much. I'm not really a book smart kind of guy. We, depending again on exactly what is going on with them, I don't really think that I understand what you're talking about, but my order is again one that prevents the dead from rising again, and the idea of bodies being disconnected from their souls and them having potentially been killed and kept from passing on, depending on, again, the situation, my order might just make them pass on.
Well,
Which is perfectly fine, and, you know, if they are currently alive and suffering under, you know, the yoke of any kind of undeath, obviously we need to free them from that, but
that's what that is. It's a forced thing, and we're trying to rescue them. Essentially, we just don't have enough healing ability in our group and in our
just
order as well.
sounds a lot like you want them to come back to life.
No, they're not. I'm not good at explaining.
And I'm not really good at understanding, honestly. These things are for much higher members of my order than I. Here's what I can do.
I can promise you they're not dead. They just need healed.
Well, I am myself a fairly proficient healer, but I will take me to the barrels, and I will see what I can do and see what I can learn on my own. And in any case, I will contact our order to see how we can help these people.
All right. I need to go to the summit first, and then I can meet you back here if hopefully you're not in a rush to go anywhere. I mean, it shouldn't take too terribly long. I just have to speak and, you know.
Question for the DM. Does Ashara's friend currently live in town?
No. Yes, he does.
Has he rented his house out? Is, I guess, my question.
Probably.
Okay. Then, I will just say, actually, after this, I was planning on meeting, my friend. He had something to do, but he didn't really tell me what it was about. I usually don't ask many questions. I will be staying at a somewhat nearby tavern. You may have heard of it. It's called the Gallow Tree. Is the area of town, and there's something about a hag spawn something. They have an inn in the upstairs section that it's not fully renovated, I think. They said something about that, but they had offered me a very cheap rate, so I'm staying there for the time being. If you want to meet me there.
You don't say. That actually works out perfectly. I know exactly where that is.
Great.
Yeah, I'll find you.
All right. Well, good luck at your summit. I heard a little bit about that. It sounds like a tricky situation. And I'll actually... How far away is your summit, out of curiosity?
DM? I don't think it's too terribly far. It's the center of town, and we're
20-ish minute walk north.
about 20 minutes north of here. Not
Actually, you know what? It's a really complicated situation. It sounds very interesting. And I'll just finish my milk up. I'll, if you don't mind, I'll just join you there, and we can deal with the situation after you go to your summit. How does that sound?
too far. Sure, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, certainly. And I just want to, I'm not sure if we're going to act out the summit, but I just want to clarify that right before he gives his speech, I'm going to give him guidance.
Aw, thanks, friend.
Okay. Hold on to all of that. Jackson Cerberus.
Before we begin here, I just have a question.
Certainly.
So, coming from the diverse hills of Barad-dûn, I imagine there were plenty of nice beasts in those woods up in the mountains. I would assume that at some point, I may have came across dinosaurs of one or two, things. I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking, if there would be dinosaurs in Barad-dûn that I could have communed with.
You know of dinosaurs. You know where dinosaurs live. Dinosaurs typically only remain... They once lived at very many places, and you've seen Barad-dûnese fossils in the walls of some people's houses where they've dug out their homes, and there just happens to be... It becomes like a piece of art to uncover some of the bones, and then to finely lace and decorate the fossils with like veins of gold and things of that nature. You're definitely familiar with a variety of skeletons. It gets hard to tell what's a dinosaur and what's a dragon, but many fossils. And so in your youth, you looked into this because there was a variety of animals you were interested in as you were... Yeah, exactly. And they're mostly on the islands to the west. The Taurian Isles, and very specifically the Leviathan Isles, are home to a large fauna of various dinosaur species. And you were incredibly lucky that a very rare line of Plesiosaurus lineage happens to have survived in the underground seas of the main city of Kurdaram, that you were able to visit and kind of have a Shamu experience with in what is the Barad-dûnese call it the world of the sea. And at the world of the sea, you were able to hang out with a plesiosaur. But unfortunately, not a whole lot of other dinosaurs present in that region of the world.
Okay, fair enough. What about large cats? I believe that there are probably some large cats in
mountain lions?
Ish, yeah. I'm thinking more along the lines of saber-toothed cats, but
I knew it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to know. I will continue now.
The ancient dwarven saber-toothed cat. So yeah, you guys set up. Jax, you hide, and Cerberus, you seek. You knock on the door. There's a long pause as you sit invisible to the side. Roll a perception check, the both of you. DC 10.
6.
Yeah.
Let's see. That would be a 9. Wait, no, 13. Sorry.
13. You hear absolutely nothing. The dull, thin echo of... Why can I hear myself? The dull, thin echo of Cerberus's knock rings out through the hills. Not loud, but through the empty space inside. No response.
I'll open the door.
You open the door. Immediately, nothing happens.
I'm just peeking around, waiting to see what happens. When I see that nothing happened, I'll come out and join Cerberus.
Just in case, I'm going to remain invisible.
I forgot you were invisible. Yes.
But
now
I mean, you know where I am. I mean,
You definitely see the door open, so it must be Cerberus.
and I'll duck inside, I'll keep to the left and hug the wall.
Okay, if you would like to position yourselves thusly.
Is this about the time my message would go through? Just out of curiosity.
Your message went through the day before. They're now on.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
now. Yeah, they're now 48 hours into the future. So, even if you had teleported back to Gresht, you'd still be days behind them.
All right, and if I don't see anybody in the room, I'm just gonna keep moving forward as quietly as possible.
For the sake of brevity, there's nothing in this temple. You go through very carefully, stepping on plates and stone tiles. There are no traps. It's just an empty room.
I'm on the right side, going around. Are there any are there any doors or anything like that, like in the ground or on the wall?
You see some slit-like windows on the end of each alcove. Cerberus, you find piled into the alcove on your left piles of clothing. Jax, you find very little. Some burned out candles that have been tossed aside or destroyed. A couple broken candelabras, other than the 3 that are lit.
Dropping invisibility. I'll ask Jax. The tracks led here, correct? Or did we completely fuck this up?
Aye, the tracks led to this area. Perhaps they're not in. Perhaps maybe there's, like a crypt underneath, or maybe they're outside somewhere. I don't know.
Well, there's a horse down the way. I think it was Rondi's. So something has to be here, or like you said, underneath. Any thoughts?
Perhaps we can look around more intently and find a trapdoor or maybe some stairs going down.
It's at this moment you guys hear another horse farther off. And then you hear something else. Roll perception checks.
Uh, 19.
Same.
Just position you guys further in to kind of represent you looking around the space, if that's okay. You both got 17s?
19s.
19s? Yeah, it's very easy for you guys to hear and see the arrow that streaks through the door that was open to this area, and hear the kind of echo from up the hill, back the way that you had came, as you poke out and you can see a light. A single speck of blue spectral energy buried in the back of a socket of a skull. And then 2 lights. It's both sockets. And it's six lights. And then it's 10 lights. But there are more bodies. Their lights mark a few of the individuals, but you can see other forms that coming up. They don't seem to be running. They don't seem to be moving at any great speed.
do hear like this dull, echoing chanting from a few individuals from behind this crowd that is just steadily making their way. And in the very front of the crowd, pulling another arrow out of a rotted leather quiver, a single skeletal archer seems to be making a bead on the both of you. So Farius, you find yourself outside of the city hall. Eurakis has been summoned, as has Cha, but Cha will probably take about twice as long to get there based on his movement speed. And Eurakis stands in front of you, looking exhausted. The scales are dulled. You can tell that he's probably spent more time in this building than regularly taking care of himself. He says, "It is good to see you. What brings you back into town?"
And yeah, for the sake of Brett, because I'm just gonna. Zell's a nervous mess, and he's trying to keep composure, but he'll give him a rundown of, as quickly as he can of everything that's kind of happened, and just be like, and yeah, so that's been what's going on in the past few days. Are you okay? Would a healing spell help you? You look really, really tired.
I'll be fine. It's been more abrasive conversation than I'm well equipped to deal with, but I believe we're making progress, which is something.
Master, before I go and speak, because I've been thinking about the proposal, I just want to make sure it's okay before, at least with you. You're really the only one I need behind me, but we need to adapt to the times. We need to embrace at least a little bit of change. You met one of my friends, Cerberus Lenagoth. He's part of the I can't say it in that accent. He's part of the colloquium. Ugh. I think he's a decent head on his shoulders, and he's someone that I can place my trust in. Obviously, we can't give them full access to the vault, but perhaps maybe select individuals can have access to maybe lower level things that we deem, necessary for them to study. We need to sate the other side a little bit and give rest to all parties involved. And I think even a small step in that direction would alleviate a lot of the stress and hopefully push towards better collaboration on both sides.
I agree, and that has been the position I have taken through most of the hearings. It seems the past decades have caused a great hunger in the colloquium and their interests, and their new representative makes points that are difficult to argue against for many reasons. But that doesn't change that their kind are the same kind as that individual who had broken in. The same motives. I have been around a long time, and there is only really one truth that a city can tell you. You don't trust wizards.
I I understand. But there is one wizard I would place my trust in. And I think if we continue staying friends, he won't lose sight of what we both have talked about in the little bit we've talked about it. And I don't think he would be swayed by other influences. I will vouch for him.
And that's very well and good. But right now is not the time. It's not far enough along in its proceedings to have you speak or to call witnesses to events. We are still debating what happened and what the situation was. We're not ready for solutions or moving forward. So I would like to call on you, if I can, maybe in a week's time. But this will be an extended conversation.
He just sees like a portion of relief kind of wash over his elves. Okay, that helps a lot. With other things going on. Yeah, just hang in there, and I guess I'll do anything I can to help. Don't let them break you down. You're strong.
Me, I'm fine. I eat my cabbage every morning.
Cabbage is good for the soul. I also had another question while I have you. Do you know where we were, a couple weeks ago before we came back to Zealous? We were traveling somewhere.
I believe you had gone off on a personal quest. You had found some scrolls or texts or something locating an item.
Do you know perhaps where, did I say where I was going, or what this item was, or where those scrolls went? Just...
I believe the scrolls are still in the library. As for the item...
Actually, let me pull up my note, because this is getting into some stuff I've written down for months.
Cool. But yeah, he's gonna see like a kind of edgy, like, Zell's kind of leaning in a little bit, like, oh.
You traced an individual from, Lake Yorath, I believe, or the Bacchus River, who was in possession of a key that we have been looking for almost as long as the Order has existed. A key that was made by Nabanmala.
And do you know what this key was supposed to do?
I believe it opens up doors to other worlds without the aid of magic.
Right. Okay. I just don't know what I'll tell you right now. With everything else going on, I don't want to put more on your plate. And like, he's kind of like, you know, fidgeting and like kind of looking away, and like very evident the distraught of like, do I tell him or do I not? So you remember how you detected like a presence on me and you weren't sure what it was?
I recall.
Yeah, so original me is wherever I went to trying to find this item, and I am I'm a copy. I am a living spell. I'm a duplicate.
I don't understand.
I don't really fully understand either. Wherever I was, I met the other three in our group, and we battled some kind of creature that attached itself, I guess, and it made me. I'm a direct copy of Zephyrius, but I'm a living spell. So to like my soul is arcane in nature, and the original Zephyrius is still in that place, and I'm trying to figure out a way to A, rescue him, and B...
At this point, he holds up a hand.
I need to speak to Cha.
I'm sorry, I know this is a lot. I'm me.
It's fine.
I
I understand. I need to speak with other elders. Thank you.
And then he turns and he walks back into the hall, and you can see about halfway through, Cha's like taking one step down, which is almost as big as he is, to the next step, and then to the next step inside the large staircases inside. And Yorakis kind of takes the steps two at a time and says something, and then begins walking one step up at a time with Cha, like in tow, basically. Cha looks distraught, but you figure that's mostly at having to climb back up the stairs that he's taken the last 20 minutes to climb down. But then the doors close, and that's the last glimpse that you get of him.
Oh, fuck. Dragon, please. Help me. I'm lost. I don't know what to do.
You
Please.
feel a hand kind of on your shoulder. But it's kind of cold. It's not the warm, dragon-y feeling. You look over and there's a ghostly specter. A singular silver hand patting you on the shoulder. Before it goes back into the lantern that's held at the hip of your new paladin-y, cleric-y friend.
Oh,
By the way, there's a big lantern that is on my hip that I completely... It's like the entire focal point of my order, but, totally forgot to mention that I have a big lantern.
Sorry.
As you walk
sorry.
back over, Ashara's gonna, turn her head, because she was not actually looking quite at you. She's like, is everything okay?
Wait, what just came out of that, if you weren't aware of that?
I'm sorry.
There was something that came out of your lantern and patted me on the shoulder. I thought it was you were aware of it. Now I'm really freaked out.
No, I'm sorry. It's a religious item. I'll tell you more about it later. I know it looks like you've got a lot on your plate, and I'll pull out a handkerchief and just kind of dry some forming tears, I imagine, that are kind of starting to well up.
Thanks.
Is everything okay? Is there anything that I can assist with?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm being pulled in too many different directions, honestly, but I probably should get back to my friends. They're probably going on without us. Speaking of which, I will... What time of day is it, actually?
It's late afternoon, not quite sunset.
Yeah, I will send 2 messages. The first to Orandi, and I'll say, "Hey, Cell here, just checking in, making sure you're not dead, even though I don't know if you can die in hell." And rambling. Yeah, just let me know if you're okay. And then the second message I'll send to Cerberus again, and I'll be like, "All right, not sure about Arandi, but I think I'm coming back soon. Let me know if you guys are okay. See you as soon as I can."
So first roll a percentile dice for me. If it's above a 95, Orandi didn't get the message.
$67.
It only has a 5% failure rate, so. Cerberus, you got that message literally like 24 hours before where you are on that battle map. So, a day ago.
So weird.
I'll respond because we're headed west, correct?
Yeah, you're just following the road west at that point.
I'll be like, still tracking, headed west. I don't know how you're gonna find us, but good luck.
All right.
Great.
And with that, you guys can see a small horde of undead outside of the temple doors. For clarity's sake, it is raining. I don't know if you can see that on the battle map. But it is raining, and there's a section of the temple, or this building's roof that has been destroyed. There's a little bit of rubble about. What would you like to do? We're not quite an initiative count yet.
Just be clear, they're on the outside and we're on the inside of the temple.
That is correct. All of the minis' positions will be the positions of the start of combat if you choose to initiate combat now.
First thing, if I can hear it, can I decipher what's being chanted?
Certainly. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Natty 1 for an 8.
This is magic. You feel like wait. You know it. You actually do. I don't need you to make an Arcana check. It's Raise Dead. Or Animate Dead. They're just focusing on an Animate Dead spell. A couple of them.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Hopefully that works.
Are you like standing in the doorway, like casting it outside?
Yeah, I would have moved up to here, and then, if possible, I'm going to dispel it.
Are you hidden or anything, or do you just become uninvisible? Like.
Oh, I already dropped invisibility.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not understand the situation.
So, I have made a mistake, and you have made a mistake. I have made the mistake of saying that they were concentrating on it. It's not concentration. I thought it was. And apparently, any spell whose duration is instantaneous, such as Animate Dead, can't be dispelled, which I didn't know until just now. So you didn't
I did not
mistake. Yeah, but that's really... So that's the thing. Apparently, as a sage advice, is if it's got a duration of instantaneous, regardless of the effect of the spell being brought to it. So I always thought that they were like, magic was sustaining them. Apparently that's not how it fucking works.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, thanks D&D. I've been narrating glowing skeletons for like 5 years now. And in my world, I'd like to think that they're still fueled by it, but rules-wise, apparently that would make Dispel Magic one of the most powerful fucking spells in the game. So it's got some issues, or it's got some errata.
So then, would it be able to be dispelled if they were concentrating then?
Yeah, because there would be a continuous spell going.
Oh, I got it.
So the spell would be active. but the idea is animate dead is instant. So maybe they think they're concentrating, or maybe they're just religious cult fanatics. I'm not going to redact the chanting, but unfortunately you can't dispel animate dead. So.
Okay. Am I going to go through with the spell, or do I use that spell slot or not?
Absolutely not. We have fun and we learn D&D as we play. I'm not going to take away your action.
All right, cool. All right. I did not know that. You are right though, because that would make dispel magic fucking busted.
You kill any undead. Like, what would be the point of what's it called? The
Spirit Guardians turn undead.
Yeah, turn undead.
Okay, in that case, I'll turn to Jax. What do you want to do? Are we fighting our way out, or are we running?
Quick question here. How wide do you think that doorway is?
Probably Brule would probably struggle, but I'm guessing. I don't know how big it is.
10 feet across.
So that is a large doorway. And also, can giant constrictor snakes always fit into large doorways, right? I think we
Yes.
learned that. Just wondering, just clarifying.
I'm gonna start using swarm monsters that can fit into any space bigger than an inch wide, if this is gonna be how this continues.
I'm just wondering, I'm just clarifying.
Undead wasps, just swarm of undead wasps.
What?
Yes, bro. So, I mean, we're in here, and they're blocking our exit, so it looks like to me we might have to fight our way out.
Agreed. I'm gonna raise my hand and I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. Centered on which point?
If I can, I want to put it right in the middle of the undead horde. How do I? Is it tab to mark?
Yes.
Right there. And I'm going to keep it fire this time. I'm not going to do lightning.
I rolled 11 for initiative. That I assume is coming next.
No, fuck it. No, it's raining. It is going to be lightning.
Do you want to point out with that marker where you'd like the center to be actually? That way you can see what all you can get.
What do we think? Can I get everybody in that except for the ones down the hill?
That you can.
All right, I will do so. There. Hopefully they don't have a high-level spellcaster.
Sorry, I had this set up for 4 players, and obviously.
Me and Cerberus are essentially 4 players worth of tomfoolery, so
We
I
are
mean-
AoE and damage sponges.
They are also ahead of us in time, so we could show up any minute, who knows?
What did Jax get for initiative?
11.
Cerberus initiative?
16. I'm scared.
Okay. They need to make a saving throw.
Dex save DC 15.
Two of the skeletons save.
I rolled 29 on damage.
And halved that. It's 15.
Round it up, yeah.
Yeah, so 14 for enemies.
Literally doesn't matter how we round it. All of the skeletons are dead.
I feel like this is setting us up for something way worse, though.
One zombie save. So there's one zombie remaining.
All right, and then after I release that spell, I'll just duck behind a pillar. Actually, I'll just move myself real quick. Right there, and that'll be it.
Great. All right, so now we're going in initiative.
Those minis are terrifying.
Thanks. So, it's the cultist's turn. It's the cultist's turns, and you're going to see all of them immediately change. You can hear the chanting shift. Then something begins moving. in the air above them, and you can see coiled into a ball 5 separate cobra-like snakes of ethereal, greenish, sickly energy begin to form above their heads and very slowly begin to unravel from each other and make their way towards the door. So that's 5 castings of spiritual weapon.
That's a big nope.
Snake fight! Snake fight! Snake fight!
Cerberus, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to move back towards the door. I'll move 10 feet. They're all still clumped together. So fireball number 2.
Didn't you learn this lesson last time, old man? Don't clump enemies together.
He's not even the slightest bit worried, so we should be worried.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm waiting for the counterspell to come in. I really am.
Yeah, you can get all of them.
Rolled 32 on damage this time. Waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I loved your lead-in, though. Well, they're all clumped together, so fireball number 2.
There's no reason for me not to, because it's like, group, hey!
So, only one of them? Only 2 of them managed to save. Yeah, you release the arcane energy. A small bead streaks out. What kind of damage was this?
This one's going to be lightning again.
Okay, yeah. So a small blue bead of energy streaks out. You see it disappear through the door. There's a second, and a thunderous crackle and just screams as a lot of their body seize up. Some of them like coil into like strange inhuman contortions. All of them are still alive.
I like to imagine that these clerics or whatever, wizards, whatever they end up being, that like they haven't noticed that it's magical lightning. They're like, Jesus, we didn't realize the weather was this bad.
Jax, it's your turn.
I'd
like to
move back to the pillar. I'm sorry.
I'll move to the door.
Okay.
And I would like to pull out my Wand of Wonder.
Okay.
And I will aim it at. Is there like a can I see who like the leader person is?
There is a leader.
I would like to aim it at that leader person and cast
Use the Wand of Wonder. All right, roll up that percentile dice. Don't cast another fireball.
Okay, grass grows on the ground in a 60-foot radius centered on the target. If grass is already there, it grows 10 times its normal size and remains overgrown for 1 minute. So it appears there's already grass there, judging by the green color.
You said 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet radius.
60-foot radius?
Alright, so Cerberus, you duck behind a pillar. You hold on for what you hope is a loud boom come from Jax. And then you look to your right and you can see grass creeping over the stones halfway through the building. Just so you guys can see, that area covered by that circle is where the overgrown grass starts to cover. Rough terrain?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It just ends at for 1 minute.
It's just grass.
I think it's just grass.
Okay.
And then I think I used most of my movements, so I'll just go like 5 feet to the left outside of line of sight.
Okay.
Wait, what spell is this?
Wand of Wonder. It's an item.
Which spell did it cast, though?
It doesn't. Sometimes it just casts an effect.
Oh, got you, right.
I feel like this conversation happened the last time he used the Wand of Wonder too. What spell are you casting? Wand of Wonder. What spell is that?
Yeah. So yeah, that's all it does. And I end my turn. Now they're just a little bit more annoyed having to walk through like 5-foot grass or whatever. It says 10 times the normal length, so I'm assuming it's probably like up to their knees or waist or something.
They're gonna move the spiritual weapons. You guys are gonna see me cheese a little bit and break the game because the rules is written.
These are spiritual weapons.
They are, and they do not require line of sight or for the creature to even know that you are there. So you see the giant ball coalesce of these serpents, and immediately these guys duck the fuck back out, like running from the door as this coiled ball of serpents enters. Jax, what's your armor class?
$14, sorry.
One of the spiritual weapon swings and hits you for a total of 7 points of damage. Neither of the spiritual weapons manage, or the one spiritual weapon does not manage to make contact on Cerberus, as these serpents just begin writhing in this cloud in the front of the building. That said, it's Cerberus' turn.
Okay. Now I cannot remember. Spiritual weapons cannot take opportunity attacks, correct?
They cannot.
Okay. Can I shove past them and go out the door?
You absolutely can. They're not even really there.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I'm just going to go to the door. And can I see the guy on the hill there?
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to point at him and I'm going to attempt Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Natty 1, baby.
All right. He manages to duck out just in time.
All right. In that case, I moved 10 feet. I'm going to move 15, 20, 25, 30. The rest of my movement straight back.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Jax.
So this person's like up on a rock outside, like a hill. Let's see, that guy. Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself.
Okay.
And then shapeshift into a giant elk.
Okay.
I have
Can you do
60. What?
Why are you this way?
So yeah, so my AC can't be lower than 16.
That's
And I'm a
something.
giant elk. Giant elk has 60 movement, 60 feet. So I'm going to come out. I'm going to aim at this guy on the hill. And charge him. Charge him and then make a ram attack.
Yeah. Okay. Does he make a saving throw, or how's this work? You go first, I go first? What happens?
I have to hit first, but it's a, let's see. It probably doesn't hit 11. It looks like an 11 to hit.
Not hit.
Does not hit. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah. That's it.
It's only 25 feet of movement. You still have 35 feet of movement.
Yeah, but I'll take opportunity probably. So I'm just gonna not do that. I'm just gonna stay. You know what? Yeah, matter of fact, I will actually.
Okay, you moving?
I will move back in to the temple.
Sorry, I
just
had
like-
it locked because you were on the hill.
Yeah, just like around a corner or something.
That's the fastest you can move.
Yep, and that is
So
an
you are going to
opportunity
get an
attack.
attack. Yep. It's only a 9.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and then I end my turn. That's it.
Okay, the one you just tried to hit is going to cast Command on you. I need you to make a... Daniel's like, spellcasters in combat. This never happens. I need you to make, I believe, a Wisdom saving throw. Let me check. Yeah, it's a DC 13 or DC 11 Wisdom saving throw.
Well, I have to roll anything above a 3, and I pass it. So
Hey, I'm just taking my shot, man.
All right, that's a 14.
Yeah, I didn't think that would work, but would have been really
Wait.
awesome to pull you back out into combat.
I'm sorry, it wasn't above a 3. It was higher than that. I'm sorry, I miscalculated in my head. But yeah, 14.
All right. He still commands you to approach. You just don't have to follow it. Meanwhile, the one out on the rock is going to bark commands to the other cultists. Do either of you speak Abyssal?
Yes, I do.
Cool. He's telling them to move their spiritual weapons further into the building so that they don't have to look into the building to do that. For clarity, I'm not making them move in any specific pattern other than straight into the building because of the command and the ability that they have to communicate, just so you're aware. But that does mean that 4 of them are going to be able to attack you because you're within 5 feet of them. They're just gonna flail wildly. None of them hit you, Daniel. You motherfucker. You're 1 level in fighter.
Well, rar to you too.
Are we gonna get a music change then, I take it? Honestly, with all the spiritual weapons, maybe we should get that, oh my gosh, what is that thing with Wizard Mickey and all the broods?
Wait, what is it?
It's not Phantasma. It's called some... You guys know what I'm talking about?
Fantasia?
Fantasia, thank you. I don't know why I could remember it. We should get the Wizard Mickey Fantasia thing going on with all of these, like, floating weapons.
I also kind of want Zell to kick down the door and be like, "You call those spiritual weapons?"
I don't have any snake sounds. I just looked. Alright, none of the spiritual weapons hit. Command didn't work. All right, Daniel, I need you to make a DC 11 Wisdom save.
$13.
All right, that spell fails, and that cultist is going to duck out of the way. That's it for their turn. So, back in Zealous. Zell, You and Ashar are now moping about Zealous, wondering what to do next.
Sorry, is he not going to give a big speech to the colloquium? And
It's in a week.
oh, okay. I totally misunderstood the situation. Disregard.
So, yeah, if you want to come see the barrels, I guess I can take us back there. I've got my, a friend of ours, she, left me this little sack here. It's got a thing in it that lets us teleport. Hopefully she'll be back. I don't know how long she'll be gone, but yeah, I can take you there, and then I have to go on to help my friends. We're, tracking down the people that were doing this and putting these innocent people in these barrels. So
Great. Yeah, I can happy to come with you. It sounds like it's not in town.
the barrels are they're in Gresht on the docks.
That's a week away. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for a journey. I might need to get some supplies while we're still in town.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I might want to get some healing potions while we're here. Yeah, we can pick up a couple things.
Oh, if you're worried about healing potions, there's no need. I can. Well, I mean, I guess there's maybe a need if I am incapacitated, which might, I guess, technically happen. Yeah. Let's get some supplies.
All right, let's be quick.
All right, what are you guys buying?
Some rations and some healers kits.
Oh man, healer's kit would be good, but I don't want to spend 50 gold. Ugh.
It's okay. I'll buy plenty.
All right. Are you guys? Can you find and mark off the gold, or do you need me to go through each individual item?
Oh,
Yeah, I already
find
have
it.
healer's kits in my inventory, so I already know how much they cost. Actually, I don't know how much they cost in Zealous.
It's like 25% more,
Okay,
or 50% more. Sorry,
50% more.
Yeah.
Round it up or down?
75 gold. If it's 50 gold, it'd be 75 gold.
What if it's 5 gold? Well, I guess they're silver. Disregard. Ignore me.
It'd be 7 gold.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be super complicated.
That's why I was asking if it's rounded up or down.
How much
Yeah,
is
it's fine.
a greater healing? It's gonna be a lot, I know it is.
Let me pull up the catalog real quick.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if it's worth it to get.
Do you know any fire-based abilities, by the way?
I do.
Okay.
A greater healing potion is going to run you 375 gold. They're normally 250. And they do have a limited stock.
Can I try and haggle and see if I can get like 3 or 4 just regular healing potions at like a grouped discount?
Make a DC 15 persuasion check.
Nope, that's an 8.
You can get them at 75 gold piece a piece. 300 gold for 4 healing potions.
Just as a thought, I know there is a town nearby that sells items for a bit cheaper. There's not as wide of a selection, but they may have some basic healing potions. Just a thought, if you're looking for something like that. Otherwise, I do have the ability to heal with the healer's kits.
I do as well, I just, to kind of disperse out Did Gresh have any healing potions? We didn't really.
You can go to the
peruse.
herbalist.
Yeah, I'll hold off for now. I've got everything I need. I might just see about if Gresh has anything. Do you have everything you need?
How much are rations, DM? And I also, just out of curiosity, does Ishara have all of her current, basically from?
Sure.
Okay.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, we didn't have rations in that campaign, so.
8 silver pieces per ration. 8 silver a day.
Alright, and then I would like to prepare some. Can I buy tar? It's a big city. Can I just buy tar?
Yeah, pretty easily.
Alright, I would like to make a few bombs. I don't know how you want me to. I already have 32 oil flasks, so depending on how much you want to charge for the tar. And it looks like I have rope, but I don't have any string for them, so.
Okay. String.
It does not have a cost listed in it.
3 gold pieces for enough to make 5.
Okay. For the tar and the string, or just the string?
Yeah, for tar and the string.
Okay.
Also, you still need some sort of explosive. The flask
Yes.
itself isn't.
I have flasks full of oil, specifically.
It's not an explosive.
Right, we need gunpowder. Oh, can I buy gunpowder?
Make a DC 18 investigation check.
Natural 1, for a total of 3, so I don't find any
Yeah.
gunpowder.
Don't find any gunpowder. However, you can find other things that wouldn't work as gunpowder that still react. Get those from an alchemist shop, but they're expensive.
How expensive are we talking?
Would be 75 gold for 1 to make a 1.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the money for that. So, I will just go ahead and essentially prep some Molotov cocktails. Using just some string and tar. I imagine the tar is necessary for that, or is it not? Just because I
Not
already have
technically.
Okay, then I'll just buy some string. Can I just say that it's 1 gold for however much string?
Sure.
Okay. And then I'll just make, I don't know, 20.
Okay.
And in this iteration, has Ishara met Val?
No.
Okay. Because that means I have to remove science. But yeah, alright. In that case, I will try and, I'll go to Garion's shop real quick and see if he has anything basically like a lighter.
He will not.
Okay, cool beans. Then I will just. I think that's really all I can do.
Okay. Zell, do you want to grab anything?
Nope, I'm gonna look at Gresht and see what they got there. Just if the prices are lower, but yeah, I'm gonna teleport if we don't have anything else we need to get.
All right. You guys reconnoiter and go back at the end of the first day to Gresht. Still general chaos there. Things are cheap in Gresht. What are you looking to buy?
Any healing potions, if available?
Okay. Potion of healing will be 38 gold.
I'll try one more time and see if I can get like 3 or 4.
Okay.
At a...
Still going to be a DC 15 persuasion check.
Can I guide myself?
Sure.
$16.
Okay. You can get 3 for 90.
Done deal. And then I just want to get a shield and enough for me to make a meal, and that's all I need.
Okay. A shield is going to be 7 gold. Plain shield. And for food, do you want to make you want just rations?
No, I'm gonna get stuff to make one of my meals. I've got it all tabulated out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll just subtract
All
the
right.
gold.
Sure, that's fine. And then you guys are headed down the road after your friends.
Indeed. I'll send a message of, hey, just checking in. We got back to Gresht. We're headed in your direction. Hopefully we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, that's still days away, Cerberus. Still on the road.
I figured we were in the camp when I got that, right?
Yeah, probably. It's getting close to the end of the day. But yeah, it's starting to get very much like your mom calling you every couple of hours, like, "Hey, checking in on you. Hey."
It hasn't been couple hours. It's been like a day.
Yeah, but you called him 3 times today. If your mom called you 3 times today, you'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds like my mom."
Would it be 3? Or it's all in the same? I'm thinking I thought it was over a span of 2 days, but because this would be the.
No, you guys got back at the beginning of the first day.
Oh, all right, sure.
It's been 2 days for them. And essentially, if you leave tonight, if you wait till in the morning, you'll be at like a day and a half, 2 days behind.
No, I'm leaving as soon as possible.
Okay, cool. In that case, the cultist went. It's, I believe, Cerberus' turn.
All right, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to the doorway.
Okay.
Right there. And the cultist just to the left of the door, well, the one that's not on the hill.
Yep.
If I can see him, I'm going to cast Magic Missile at him.
Fuck. He's dead.
And then with the rest of my 5 feet, I'm going to take just a side step to the right.
Alright, just a step to the right.
To the right. To
Move
the
your
right.
hips. I forget the word. Let's do the time warp again.
All right, Jax. Yeah, Elk Jax. Jelk, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that thing that they do with their hooves to like get ready to like charge, and I'm gonna charge out the door, straight at that dude
Okay.
again. Straight at that dude again.
All right, you're looking for an armor class, I believe, of 13.
I think wait. I rolled a 12. It says custom roll 12. Plus 6. So 18, 19.
That hits, and he's dead. A lot of these guys have 1 hit point. Daniel, I know it's your favorite when I use the flick tool on the miniatures.
It is. It's so satisfying.
You're lucky I have table flip turned off. That's always fun.
I'm not gonna lie, I've tried.
And then this hill that I'm on, like is it hideable behind? Like how tall is the hill?
Yeah, if you duck to the right off of it, the rest of the guys couldn't see you.
That's what I want to do then.
Okay.
My turn.
Alright, the remaining cultists are going to dash down into the forest. They're just booking it. You see the coalescing swirl of snakes disappear. So, are you going to pursue?
Are you talking to me?
I'm specifically talking to you because you can run twice as fast as they can.
And I can't do anything once I get to them, so I mean I guess I'll pursue, but still stay like pretty far away.
Okay. Wait, so you are running after them, or are you like goring all of them with your giant elk antlers?
I mean I don't have anything this turn, but if you're referring to like future turns, then
What I'm saying is there's 2 ways we can wrap this up. You can either, or we can tie it up saying that Jax very systematically ran after the cultists and shoved his antlers up their ass until they were all dead. Because they can't run away from you and all of them have 1 hit point. I literally can't get them to survive. But if you don't want to get that far away from the temple, because you're going to get, by the end of that, probably 180 feet away from the temple.
I'll chase him and finish him off.
Okay. In that case, each of you gets $1,375 XP from this encounter. So,
And that's
Cerberus,
just
you watched.
Daniel and
Yeah,
Brian, right? Yeah.
yeah, that was stupid. You see the elk make an elk sound. I don't know what elks sound like. Into the forest. Some sort of elk sound. I'll learn to do it by next session. His tail fluff off into the wind, and you hear from down in the hill somewhere. But he spends a while doing that. Meanwhile, you hear the shifting of stones. You see an eerie green light come out of the end of the temple.
I'm in danger. And I'm gonna assume from like the snakes, the green. I'm feeling I'm getting some Circle the Snake vibes here.
Sorry, I tried to put a light on the mini and it didn't work. Like the light rolled off. Yes, the answer is yes. Sorry. Make a history check real quick.
14.
14. These seem to be guys very similar in persuasion as the Fury and Bunstein. Similar robes, similar culty kind of guys. But you remember the Fury and Bunstein was not part of the Circle of Snakes. That was the Second Age. This is a copycat cult. He did some research. The Cult of Cobras sort of revitalized second coming of Yorfax worship cult.
All right. Is he making a move or can I even see that, or am I just aware of the light?
Right now, you're just aware of the light because the DM has to look up his stat block because he doesn't have it purchased in D&D Beyond.
Gotcha.
Not that I would ever steal from Wizards of the Coast and use a non-official, non-paid-for source to run my games.
I'm so ready for a boss fight.
Jordan, this isn't a boss fight. This is the doorman.
Well, you know what I meant.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and raise a finger and cast a spell on you.
I'll cast a spell on you.
And now you're mine. You're disintegrated till the end of time.
I need you to make a con saving throw if the spell resolves.
Since I don't know what he's casting, I guess I'll let it happen.
Okay. See 15 con saving throw.
17.
Yeah, you see dark snakes of energy come out from his hand and then attempt to gouge out your eyes, and you manage to resist the dark energy that flows into your skull, and it dissipates. And that is what we're going to pick up next week. So, huzzah.
That's probably good because I was about to come storming back in as an elk and fucking headbutting this dude. Whoever it was. Imagine that.
That's a really well-timed grunt. Gonna headbutt this dude. Oh! So thank you for watching if you watched. Thank you for following if you followed. You did. And thank you for donating to Cincinnati Children's Hospital and help support our game, which you also did. Apparently our entire audience was just terrible people today. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Our audience, I would like to make a disclaimer that these views do not his views do not reflect the views and opinions of the stream itself. As a whole, we love you all. Thank you for doing what you have done, and not everyone can donate, so we appreciate you regardless.
She's my better whole. Anyway,
I'm like the opposite of an anger translator.
but yeah, so we'll be back here next week, same D&D time, same D&D channel, and thank you guys for playing. It was fun. I hate when you guys split the party, but it was fun.
Hey, some of that was your own. You're like, here, we're gonna throw this at you, and you gotta do this, and I'm like, oh man.
A little bit of it, but like, you guys give it like priority number 1, giant lizard that turns everything to stone. Anyway, we'll be back. Thanks for playing, and thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Be safe.
Bye.
Much love.